one of the things that I know about you that I know will make you such a great representative to us is that you can work across the aisles.
Of course.
You can, work and talk, and that's what we don't have now. I mean, when we have people down there that's been there for years and they put bills out, and they have, like, the democratically controlled Senate, and you can't even get a Democrat to vote with you. It's not personal.
No.
It's just you're no longer effective.
That's correct.
And, I don't care about the hometown boys. Okay, great. That's wonderful. How far is Franklin County from here, Bill?
About
20 minutes?
45 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
as the crow flies, a lot shorter, but
right, yeah.
On the highway, about 45
So
minutes from
when we talk South Side, we're including Danville, and we're
Absolutely.
including Pennsylvania County, and Franklin County, and Patrick County. We're
South Boston and Halifax.
Yeah, right. This is we're all neighbors here.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want anybody from Franklin County or anywhere else to be a part of this community, then I guess if a company from Germany wants to open up a plant here, we should tell them no, they're not from here, right?
I guess that would be under that philosophy that's being espoused
Right.
by some of those ads that
Yeah.
we've seen. And that's just really the negative thinking. I think we have to think in a different way. We have to
Right.
present new solutions and have new ideas.
Right.
The old ways of doing things are just not working for us. And it's really important that we, again, just like you said, Mary, we have communities of interest from Hillsville and Galax, as I was just there and darted over the mountain to come
Right.
here, all the way to South Boston. We are a community, but we've been a community that's been ignored by Richmond. And Richmond right now is controlled by the Northern Virginia Democrats.
Has been
And the
for a
Northern
while.
Virginia Democrats are the ones now that have the power. 50, 60 years ago, it was us. We had textile manufacturing, tobacco. We paid the taxes, we provided the jobs, we had the population, and we had the seats. And as our unemployment has risen, our population has gone down because people have to go somewhere else. And those seats, every 10 years with redistricting, go north.
Right.
And they don't really care about us. And so we've got to do this for ourselves.
Right.
And somebody's got to be a loud voice for us, and I'll be that loud voice.
One thing I like is, as a small business person myself, I can't take any more taxes.
No.
We can't. I was telling Eric earlier, I said, I feel like I work for the federal government. I just don't have the pay and benefits. I mean,
Right.
They tell me what I can sell, what I can't sell. Their god-awful taxes dictate my prices.
Yeah.
Now there's, they tell me who can and cannot come in and out of my place of business.
Yeah.
I'm regulated out the wazoo.
Yeah.
I answer, they tell me where I can place an ad, where I can't place an ad. It's lunacy. And we don't need this continued taxation and suggestions of taxation. And, I know I'm in the tobacco business. A lot of people don't smoke. You don't smoke, don't start. I highly encourage that. I'm not promoting that. I'm promoting the fact that me and 2 other people want to keep a job.
And you should.
They have small children,
Right.
okay?
Right.
But they tried that, year before last. Oh, let's put another $3 carton tax on tobacco. We just got 7 from the federal government.
That's right. That's right.
And most of the people that smoke, they're not your high-income people.
No.
You got a lot of seniors. And, and when I heard that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then we had the promise of that in Danville with city council, and I marched my little butt down to introduce myself to city council in Danville,
I
too.
bet you did.
But that's a good thing that you're because we do know that the representatives we have right now, and it is a matter of record, you can read it yourself, have not seen a tax yet they didn't like.
No, and in fact, that's just it. The solutions of the Democrats are to tax their way out of problems, but the problem is what they do is suppress opportunity and economic prosperity. People don't have that much money in their pocket to begin with, so when you tax the rest of it, well, that's going to keep them going from the mom and pop store, going out to dinner. And when you go out to dinner, you pay taxes.
Right.
And that actually raises revenues. So what we've got to do is raise revenues by encouraging prosperity, encouraging hope, making hope happen here once again, and returning the American dream to where it started, where it flourished, and where it needs to be again.
Now, I know that you are a strong supporter of K through 12 education.
Absolutely.
We hear a lot of that the Republicans don't support public education, but I know you better than that. That I know, and that's a huge thing with a lot of people. That's where you get the big D and the R behind people's names here is that, he doesn't support that, but y'all did. Y'all actually got more money last year.
And I was part of the fight to, within even my own Republican caucus, to make sure that more money was put in the second half of that budget and was cut out. So we were able to restore a lot of funding to
Right.
K through 12 education. But think about it this way, Mary. We spend between federal, state, and local dollars $11,000 per pupil per year to educate every single student. K through 12, that's $142,000 over the lifetime of their education in the public school system. That money's not really reaching the classroom, and it needs to get to the classroom to increase the
Absolutely.
quality of the education.
Amen.
When you think about that, that's more money than it costs for a year at UVA, in-state tuition. And we should be doing a better job with those tax dollars. It's not about how much we throw at the system. It's how we efficiently use that money to maximize the result. And what bothers me most is right here. That's your and my tax dollars. But after they get out of high school and get that high school diploma, there's no job for them here.
Right.
So that $142,000 that we spend on that one child
Leaves.
has to go to Northern Virginia or Tidewater or Richmond or another state, and there goes our tax dollars. There goes our future. Right. And that brain drain is not sustainable in this area if we're going to make a great economic recovery and return to the economic prosperity that we had once before.
Right. And I understand that as a business person and being the mother of a teacher here locally, I understand that. And where I was on the school board for 4 years, the money does not go where it needs to go.
You know, it's like having a gutter and it's stuffed with leaves, and by the time it comes out, it's at a trickle rather than a flow.
Right.
And it needs to be in the classroom.
Yeah, I know there was a couple of bills that were in the House in the General Assembly the last couple of years to force that this percentage of the money goes in the classroom, but of course they went out of the House and died in the Senate.
Correct.
So that's one real big thing that I hope we can change. And I think people here understand that Washington is not going to do anything to help us right now. We've got to depend on strong state leaders.
Absolutely.
We've got to depend on that. And small businesses like mine, we got to have some kind of stability and not know that we're going to be taxed out the wazoo or we're going to get another regulation.
Economic recovery cannot be expected so much from the federal government like it was before, because that federal government is bloated and $14.5 trillion in debt. But I think where federalism works, because we are a republic, and the power really is supposed to lie with the states. But now, recently, we've seen where the federal government is bigger than the state's authority. If we get back to state authority, what you can see is the states can make their own recoveries. That we can create the environment for jobs to grow, for businesses to flourish, where we're not so dependent on the federal government. And that time is now for us, and that's our goal when we get to Richmond in January, and we make things better for everybody around here. Not just for Northern Virginia, not just for the Eastern Shore. We make it better for Southside and Southwest.
All right, we only have a couple more minutes here. What is the first thing you're going to do after you get sworn back in January?
Well, I'm going to submit 10 bills, and I've put them out. Those bills are going to be reducing the tobacco footprint, the income tax on small businesses from 6% to 3%, to create incentives for banks and to invest in small business, and that will help them grow, flourish, and even start. If you want to start a business, let's put that money into play. Also, to make sure that we have training, technical training, educational opportunities for our displaced workers that are out of work, and also apprenticeships. Create incentives for the trades. We have a trade drain here. We need to create those trades because companies are going to use them, electricians, plumbers, and the like. Do it the way that we used to do it, with apprenticeships, and create incentives for those businesses to do that. And also, we're going to put in a constitutional amendment to preserve the right to work laws. So those will be some of the bills. We'll get right to work. You'll see every single bill that I'm going to submit is going to be an economic opportunity bill for Southside and Southwest Virginia. I'm going to get the governor behind him. Then I'm going to fight real hard to make sure they get through the Republican-controlled Senate and off to the House and on future for the governor's signature.
That's what we need. That's what we need. I wish we had more time with Bill, but we don't. But we're going to get, I'm going to see if Bob can get you back in here before election so you can have the hour you should have had.
Well, I appreciate the time. It's always good to see you, Mary.
Yes,
it really
you
is,
too.
and I apologize.
Thank you for coming by.
It's great to see you.
And I want all of you to know that this man is my friend. I've known him for over 15 years. 20. He is not, I said over 15. 20. Okay. He is not in campaign mode. This is sincerely Bill Stanley. And he would appreciate your vote. I would appreciate your vote. My grandchildren that can't vote would appreciate your vote. So let's do something new this time. Let's look out for us. Let's take a shot. Let's do something different. Let's make a positive step for Virginia. And Bill, say the last words.
Well, I'd be honored to have your vote, and I want everybody out there to know one thing, that I've been coming down here since I was in my early 20s, started my career here, really. I tried my first cases in Henry County. I love Martinsville and Henry County. I want it to see the downtown to look like it did down here in the early 90s when there wasn't a storefront that was empty. Globman's was hustling and bustling, and this was the place to be. We need to be there again. And I'm going to ask everybody, if you can, we're doing our last political fundraiser, Politics with a Purpose, tomorrow, October 27th from 5:30 to 8:30 at the farm of Bill and Sandy Martin. That's 3820 Axton Road in Axton, Virginia. Just asking for a $20 donation. Bring a canned good or a dry good. We're going to donate it to the community storehouse for the food insecure as we get near the winter. Grace Network of Martinsville and Henry County for people that can't pay their utility bills, and also the United Way of Virginia, of Central Virginia, that's going to do both. Instead of raising money for politics, let's raise it for charity. Let's do something great. I'd love to see you out there and talk with you. It'll be great. Be a great time.
And we're going to make Bill dance flat-footing with James King and me.
I'll do it.
There you go.
I'll
See
try.
y'all all tomorrow night, 5:30 to 8:30. Be there. And Bill will be at my shop, 3:30 to 4:30.
I will.
Good night. God bless. And you got it. We love you.